Okay, back. They had tech issues. But as I was saying, in the first half, the Bears were atrocious. The Bears offense only mustered up like, I think, 9 total plays. They were bad. Bad. Well, it had to be more than 9 plays. It was like 12 or 11 plays that they ran. I don't know. They didn't run no plays. The Bears offense looked bad. Caleb was bad. Blah, 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 blah. The defense, on the other hand, they weren't too damn good themselves either. Letting the Lions go up and down the field. Now, I'll give them credit where credit's due. They held the Lions to some field goals outside the one touchdown in the first half, but they held them to field goals. You'll take that every single day of the week. You'll take that. Somehow leaving the Bears in a position still is 16-0 by halftime. And also, can I just say this? Even though Tyreek Stevenson made a good fumble play, and that seemed to be a little bit of the game-changing positive play they needed to make, going into halftime, he was not good today. I don't know what's up with Tyreek Stevenson, but legitimately on a few plays, he looks like he's not even trying out there. He's just half-assing shit. He should not be playing. Terrell Smith is a better corner. He should be the guy playing. It's an absolute fucking joke. This dude keeps giving this guy the opportunity to play. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. So, second half comes. Bears get the football. Bears muster up a drive, go right down the field and score a touchdown to make it 16-7. And I'm like, okay. Now, EBERFLUS before the second half started talked about, well, we're going to have some pop. We're going to have some juice going in the second half. Well, I can't lie. They did have some goddamn juice because the offense did play much better in the second half than they did in the first half. But if the offense had shown up in the first half, who knows? The score outcome might be different. Anyways, they go down the field. Defense's turn to get a stop. They don't get a stop. They let the Lions go all the way down the field and get a fucking touchdown. Now, on that said drive, there was a really bad call for a freaking horse collar tackle by Carla Gordon that was not a horse collar tackle. Regardless of the horse collar tackle, you got to go out and you got to go execute. You got to go get a stop, or at least force them to a field goal to make it 19-7. Bears don't do that. It's 23-7. And from that point on, the Bears defense gets stops. So at least the Bears defense was getting stops. At some point, the Lions get into field goal range, but their kicker missed a field goal kick to have the Bears stay in the game. Now, meanwhile, the offense is moving the ball up and down the field, and they're making it a very close game. And they're making it a lot closer than what the game should be. What the game should be. And again, I'm over here looking over here on my birthday, watching this game, and I'm just like, it's just like I said with last week. If I'm a Lions fan, realistically, you're happy you got the win. But altogether, you should not be very happy about the results that happened. You completely dominated the Bears in the first half. And mind you, you should have put up more points in the first half to basically knock the Bears out of the game completely. But you didn't. You only scored 16 first half points. And then realistically, you look at the second half, the Lions did absolutely nothing. If I'm a Lions fan and looking at the way we played today against a very bad Chicago Bears team that realistically, they beat themselves more than anybody else in the NFL, you should be disappointed. Just like I said last week in my Vikings game recap, Viking fans should be upset that they let the Bears hang around and basically force overtime. The Lions and their fans, which I figure Dan Campbell will be, he probably in the freaking locker room saying it's a damn disgrace that their incompetence got in the way and we almost lost this game. I bet you in the film room, he's going to be heated. He's going to be saying, we need to take a bend. He's going to be probably yelling at Jahmyr Gibbs. Your fumble literally got them some life and got them back in the game. Plain and simple. I know Dan Campbell, he probably, like, look, enjoy your families. It's Thanksgiving Day. I'm going to say this, but on Monday, coming on Monday, just let you know, you guys are you're all going to be in trouble. Because I was not happy and I'm not impressed. I know Dan Campbell probably told them already that enjoy your family, but I'll let you know from the horse's mouth, I am upset with this W. If it was because the Bears' own incompetence that we managed to beat these dudes. And instead, we had the opportunity to beat these guys from the moment the ball was even kicked to us. The referees were horrible. They were a fucking joke in this game. They were a joke. I don't even want to get started. They were a joke. The one penalty where it should have been unsportsmanlike conduct on the Lions linebacker instead of Keenan Allen was absolutely stupid. He got tackled to the ground with his helmet being ripped off. Where's the flag on the Lions player? Absolute terrible. Absolute terrible. The refs were bad. The refs were bad. Along with the bad horse collar tackle. So then it's the final drive of the game. DeAndre Carter, for whatever reason, he just lets the punt go right, bounce all the way, and he even had to go out the way because he waited the last second until he got out the way. So he still clearly hasn't learned his damn lesson from last week. Instead of you're going to say fire, 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 get out the way. But why he decided not to catch that and not fair catch it? No idea. Bears basically on the 2-yard line, basic 2 or 3-yard line, backed against their own end zone. Caleb Williams does the unthinkable, leads the team at least into the red zone. Again, like I said, he missed a simple drag route to DJ Moore that could have been a touchdown right then and there, right? But then Thomas Brown, again, another mind-blowing play call. He had a few this game that I was just like, okay, dude, what the heck is going on? He calls a quarterback draw. It seems like nobody knew what the play was. It looked like Caleb didn't know what it was. That play was blown up. All right, Caleb somewhat basically takes a damn sack, essentially. Now, why you're running a QB draw on that play, I have no clue, but that's a question Thomas Brown's got to answer on Thursday, based on if he's not promoted to interim head coach, if the coach is fired. And I'll get to that in a second. But whatever. Then, as the second down plays, over with, you get what I just said, what I just basically explained. And it's an absolute joke that the head coach did not call a timeout in that situation. I understand if some fans want to be upset with Caleb Williams, but that's mostly coming from the Justin fanboys. They're going to say, oh, Caleb's fault. He should have snapped the ball. Yeah, he should have snapped the ball. But you could clearly tell he was all over the place. The offense didn't know what the heck he was doing. It was probably loud in the building at that point in time because the Lions just got a sack, blah, 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 blah. Your job as the head coach is to calm everything down. And this man just stood there and froze, and he did not call a timeout. I can blame Caleb on not snapping the ball, but it's even more egregious that the head coach is having a brain fart and is not running over to the referee calling a timeout immediately. He just stood there and he's basically telling Caleb from the sideline, snap the ball. Caleb's not looking at you. So if he's not looking at you and he can't hear you, guess what? Do your job as the head coach and freaking call a timeout. But no, he doesn't. He just lets the clock run all the way off. And then by the time the ball snaps, it's too little too late. Caleb has to throw something up in the air. Hopefully it gets into the end zone. And game over. Game over. And I legitimately made a tweet probably about an hour or two ago before this whole operation happened this go around, I said with the way that the Bears are playing so damn hard in the second half and they're actually making the line almost coming back against the Lions, this actually may save Eberflus's job till the end of the season, which was gonna suck. But then now after this moment that just happened, it's fair game to say he needs to be fired tomorrow. He needs to be fired on post-Thanksgiving Day Eve. Realistically, you can make the argument he should be fired tonight. Because there's no excuse. There's no defending that. There's no defending that. And I don't care if he goes in his press conference, because I just saw that the Bears press conference went live just maybe a few minutes ago. I don't care what he says. It's on me for not calling the timeout. I don't care. That's inexcusable in the moment. You have to call the timeout, and you don't. This is why I hate this team. They don't do the smart things. They hire incompetent people that don't know what the hell they're doing. He should be fired legitimately right now, and it should be announced first thing in the morning. Don't even put him on the charter plane back to Chicago. Tell him you and your family can stay in a hotel in Detroit and enjoy your Thanksgiving. You're fired. You can have your last press conference, but after that, you're done. Prepare for that. I'm going to talk to the players, and I'm going to let them know that you're being fired. You're being relieved of your duties. It's an absolute fucking joke. And you go back and you look at this stupid ass timeline. And it's funny. Chris Canty just a few days ago talked about, well, the Bears need to keep Eberflus as their head coach for continuity purposes. And next thing you know, I even not only tweet at him, but he ends up coming out with a tweet saying, like, the Bears got to get rid of Matt Eberflus. Complete 180, huh, Chris Canty? Now you see what us Bear fans, what David Kaplan told you on the air. Why they need to let him go. But it's an absolute joke. And the worst part is, I'm thinking as I'm watching this game, okay, they're probably going to lose. They're probably going to lose. It's my birthday. They're going to piss me off. And they lost in a way that, geez Louise, it's just already putting me in a bad mood for the rest of the day. On my birthday, and they can't even execute properly. I don't care. I didn't even care if they had lost. If they had lost that game fair and square, and they just came up short and they went 4 and out, fine, whatever. I would have actually came on here and talked about, you know what? I got to respect the fact that even though they had a terrible first half, they came out in the second half and they flipped a switch. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. But no. I had to come out here and rant and talk about coaching malpractice because the coaching can't see that his young rookie quarterback is clearly freaking out in this critical situation, and you don't want to call a timeout, and you're just letting the clock run down. Tick, 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 tick. Your whole offense is discombobulated. But see, he was more worried about, well, what is going to be my defensive play call if we end up kicking the field goal and tying the game? He's more worried about that. Coaching malpractice. It's been an issue. It will continue to be an issue till this coach is on or is off the roster or off the team. It's a coaching issue. The Bears will not be good until they hire the right coach that knows what they're doing. And I'm not saying every single coach, even the good ones, make bad calls, bad plays, having bad coaching moments. But Eberflus, time in and time again, week after week after week after week after week, continues to have the same stupid coaching malpractice issues. Every single week. Week 8 against the Commanders, he gives up free 13, 15 yards for the Commanders to get a Hail Mary. And he goes out and says, those 13 yards don't matter. You come out the next week after that, play a lackadaisical game against the dang Arizona Cardinals. Then You come out the next week at home and put on a freaking piss poor effort against the damn New England Patriots, one of the worst teams in the NFL. You start division play. You play the freaking Green Bay Packers. You played them tough. A lot of questionable decisions made in that game. And then when the time came to it, your field goal gets blocked because you didn't want to run an extra play because you wanted to play it safe and not fumble the ball away. And also, too, you didn't get it on the preferred hash for your kicker. The next week, you play the Minnesota Vikings. You have a pathetic effort in terms of your defense and not being aggressive enough on defense, and you let Sam Darnold throw freaking dots all over the field. You take away Justin Jefferson, but you forget to ignore that they got TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Addison. And they combined for basically over 200 yards receiving. You somehow find a way to force overtime, and then guess what? Your offense goes 3 and out. Defense has their opportunity to get a stop. It's 3rd and long, super 3rd and long. You call a zone, they pick up the 3rd and long. They do it again later on in the drive. Lose the game in overtime. And going into this game, a lot of Bear fans thought we were going to get blown out. They thought this is going to be the 40, maybe 50 game burger that we give up. Especially the way we play defense against the freaking Minnesota Vikings. Lo and behold, you let that happen, and the game's actually close. But then you can't get out of your own way. He just can't. He just can't. And in a critical situation where you're trying to at least tie the game or win the game, you have a brain fart moment where you just don't call the timeout. It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. All that rundown I just listed, they're all fireable offenses. This should be the last time I see Matt Eberflus on the sideline. And if he is not fired, and if the firing is not announced tomorrow or sometime before Monday, this team is not going to play hard for this guy anymore. They're going to check out. This is another game where they lose on epic proportions, where they're just going to be in utter shock, the players are, and they're just going to be like, you can't explain it. We just find ways to lose. And that's the problem with the Bears. They find ways to lose. They find ways to lose. It's a joke. Matt Eberflus should be fired. And the firing should be announced tomorrow. I'm sorry. I don't care about tradition. I don't care about holiday season. This coach did one of the most stupidest things ever. If I'm Ryan Poles, if I'm Kevin Warren, you fire him tomorrow. And it's strictly. You see, I made another tweet saying the only positive out of this game is the fact that now the entire world, the entire United States knows how bad Matt Eberflus is as a head coach. And you're being slandered for it. Is that enough? Is that enough for them? Is it enough for the McCaskies, Ryan Poles, and Kevin Warren to finally say, all right, enough is enough. We just got to let this guy go. We got to let him go. We know it's our tradition, but we got to let him go. Like, this should be the breaking point. This should be like, all right, it's time. Let's break tradition. Let's start anew. We can't have this guy manning the sidelines because it's clear he doesn't know what he's doing out there. It's too bright. He's overmatched. It's too big for him. It's clear. Matt Eberflus is not a head coach. I bet you his mentor, Nick Saban, was probably discussed, and it's like, shit. Nobody can defend that. Nobody can defend that. And honestly, this is the one week where I'm fine with the players taking shots at the coaches. Now, I don't like it, but this would be the one week that I'm fine with the coaches not taking shots. Because you know what they're going to ask the players? They're going to ask them all week, why didn't you guys call a timeout? And they're going to be like, that's not my call. That's the coach's call. That is if he's still here. If he's still here, that's what players are going to say. They're going to say, that's not my call. That's the coach's call. So, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I could have worn this all day if the Bears pulled off a comeback and won and beat the 10-1 Detroit Lions. But they couldn't even do that correct. I'm done. The season's over. It's cooked. At this point, we have to hope tomorrow, Black Friday, is Black Friday for Matt Eberflus, and he is officially relieved of his duties. Otherwise, if he's still here on Monday, he's not getting fired till the end of the season. Again, like I said, for the Bears brass, is this seriously enough? When is enough enough? So I'm done. I'm done. I can't take it anymore. I'm done. Matt Eberflus needs to be fired. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. No more. No mas. Fire this clown right now. There's no reason to keep him now. He embarrassed himself on national TV. Your organization is now a fucking laughingstock. I'm done. It's time to get rid of him. It's time to cut him loose. Fire him now and salvage whatever left you have of these players and this season. It was clear cut a mistake by Ryan Poles to bring him back. And when they do fire him, I want Ryan Poles on the Monday or even on the Friday to come out and announce to the media and the fans that he was wrong in bringing him back. That he should have started over. Because that's what should have happened. Caleb Williams didn't play a good first half, but he played a damn good second half. Broke more records. I don't care. I'm done. Means that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my birthday, whatever I can. And everybody have a great, safe Thanksgiving. And I'm sorry that the Chicago Bears, if you're a Bears fan, let you down. But that's all I gotta say. I'm done. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'll enjoy whatever left of my birthday is, and that's basically it. Till then, guys. Peace.